because the way, like the way you've said that, what I loved actually, what really activated me was when you said, actually, I'm just going to tell you straight, and like activated me in a good way, like brought me into connection with you. And yeah, you said it. I just loved how you said it. It brought something really alive in me of like, what'd you say? Yeah, actually, you're
exporting.
exporting.
Yeah. Yeah, and that felt good to me also, that I could say that in a direct way, but not that defensive. Maybe a tiny bit, a kind of tiny healthy activation to say, actually, this is yours, but actually to be pretty clear about that inside myself. So there's, and I think that's probably why you experience it in a positive way, that there was not a like an aggressive charge. It's just a kind of, no, this is yours, bro.
Yeah, that's an important point for me. The last one, being direct without, finding how can I be direct with care, and that care is, maybe you can talk a bit more about it. Not, the care where I'm not abrasive.
Yeah, I'm not abandoning myself in order to go over there and care for you. I'm not abandoning my needs.
And the other side of it, because sometimes, at least I am concerned that if I am direct and don't abandon myself, that I'm actually, like, there is a directness which is not really seeing the other person at all, or there's a closed offness, and there's a directness which you're talking about, which feels very warm and alive. Can you just differentiate a bit more between this directness, which really can be like, oh, this person's just being only seeing themselves, or cruel, or
Well, I
because that's
think
my greatest fear. Yeah.
you were actually just starting to differentiate it in yourself as you named it. This is a directness which is warm.
Yeah.
So you could actually feel that. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
So just let yourself feel that for a second. Just sense this quality of directness, which has heart. It has openness to relation. It is actually seeing the other. It's not abrasive. It's not done at the other.
Yes. It feels energetically for me. So I can imagine a few examples of where it can happen. But when I'm direct in that way, I kind of stay with the other person. It's like this. I can hold eye contact. I can hold contact
Yeah,
with them.
exactly. Exactly. So feel that. What is it like to be you in this directness which stays in contact with this movement?
Yeah. I'm doing this movement, and I can feel my legs and my feet down onto the ground. So there seems to be a vertical and a horizontal movement between me and them, and between me and the ground, my body. There's an openness and a softness in me of like, I can imagine that there's a discomfort in you hearing this right now. There's an openness to that possibility, but it doesn't pull me from here to.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the things also which I love, is that I can stay open to your disappointment or the impact of hearing my no without that meaning, oh, and then I go into accommodating if that no is actually what's aligned for me. But I don't need to avoid that impact. I don't need to justify. I don't need to convince you. I'm just okay. I'm just clear. I'm rooted down here, but still in relation.
Yeah, I'm rooted down here, but still in relation.
Yeah. And that's exactly it, right? There's a different way when I'm in relation just from here up or here up versus from here or from here. The roots go
Yeah.
down. And as you said, also feeling your legs, can feel the depth of your body, even the breadth of your presence.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, this is having the impact that I suggested, that I imagined it would. Just talking about it. And also, thank you for your invitation to go deeper into my own experience of it and not project that only you have the answer and I have to look to you. That there is already in me that that place that that we're putting words on exists.
Yeah. Yeah. What's it like to realize that, to touch that?
It feels like the way I want to be and continue to be in relation. And I have a real respect that moment in the class yesterday when you know held steered the ship and held it where you wanted to go and said, actually, if you can perhaps come back to you or write it in the chat, but we're moving on. There was a softness to it, and it was kind of this new paradigm for relating that I find I'm really longing for, like softness, directness together.
Yeah, somebody said that at a recent training that I gave in person. They said, what was it? Something about like, oh, you have this soft power. I'm not used to that. And I don't want to kind of, for people to have the wrong idea about soft, because it's not the kind of accommodating soft. It's not like, oh, I'm only speaking gently, but it's not domineering. I think that's what's meant.
Yeah, and maybe there's a better adjective for it because of the connotations that soft has. Because I did mean it as a powerful. There was a tenderness to it, but a real
Yeah, I like that.
clarity.
Yeah, exactly. And that, I think that actually maps well onto like attachment dynamics of what creates safety also for children. It's the children need to be attuned to, but they also need to feel someone there that they can rely on. Like in Hebrew, the word for authority, samchut, is from lismoch, like someone you can rely on, sometimes called natural authority. And we need both sometimes as a kind of reaction to that power over paradigm. It's all about attunement and, just, oh, well, what do you need and what do you want? But actually, it's so relaxing to have a sense of, oh, there's someone there I can rely on who's really got a clarity, who's holding an alignment, an attuned alignment, a wise presence or a directed presence.